Satan, the ultimate deceiver, has been using temptation as his go-to strategy to trick people into turning away from God since the beginning of time. But how exactly does he use temptation to deceive people about God? Let's dive deeper into this fascinating topic. First and foremost, Satan is a master manipulator. He knows how to present temptation in a way that seems desirable and attractive, even if it goes against God's will. He uses our weaknesses and vulnerabilities against us, luring us into sin and ultimately leading us away from God. This is why it's important to be aware of our weaknesses and guard ourselves against temptation. Secondly, Satan often disguises himself as an angel of light, using deception to convince us that what he's offering is good and right. He makes sin look like fun, exciting, and harmless, but in reality, it leads to destruction and separation from God. This is why it's important to have discernment and be able to recognize when something is not of God. Moreover, Satan also uses comparison to deceive us about God. He convinces us that we're missing out on something that others have, leading us to envy and jealousy. This comparison can lead to pride, which can then lead to arrogance and a feeling of superiority over others. This is the exact opposite of what God calls us to be, humble and loving. Additionally, Satan can also use fear to deceive us about God. He often plants doubts in our minds about God's love, faithfulness, and provision. He makes us question God's character, causing us to distance ourselves from Him. But we must remember that God is always faithful, and His love for us never changes, regardless of our circumstances. In conclusion, Satan's use of temptation is a powerful tool to deceive people about God. But we must always remember that God is greater than Satan, and His power and love will always prevail. We can guard ourselves against temptation by staying rooted in God's Word, surrounding ourselves with godly people, and seeking Him in prayer.